Hey everybody, welcome to the final round of the MVP Open at Maple Hill. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're two hot geese.
Thanks to GK Pro for the wonderful FPO footage all weekend long. Today we had to deal with a little bit of moisture on the course during the round. We get to watch Catrina Allen, Hailey King, Kona Panis, and Paige Pierce attack the Maple Hill course in these drizzly conditions.
Catrina with a 3 under par yesterday, which is just astounding. Hailey and Kona not too far behind at 1 under, and never count Paige Pierce out. I'm sure she's trying to make a run today.
Again with the leaderboard before we go and see who is in contention for catching up to that top 4. Yesterday we saw Catrina, Hailey, and Paige with the only people shooting under par rounds, but it seems like the FPO field's figuring it out a little bit here and there. I think we could see a bunch of people shooting under par today.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely take an under par round to win as well. Hole 1, the intimidating over the water shot. It's maybe 300 feet to carry all the way over.
350, 360.
Is it really?
It's far, yeah.
Okay, well, it is a little downhill, but it's a crush. And then you are entering this little gap here that kind of curves to the right. OB all around this green. Very dangerous to go for to try to get your 3. It is one of the most, I think it's played as the most difficult hole every day.
Yeah. Today is the second most difficult hole, but just barely. It is played as the first most difficult hole the last 2 rounds. The water carry is what is tough here, but the days prior we've had a screaming headwind. Today it was relatively calm on hole 1's tee.
Catrina's been playing super well at Delaware, and yesterday she had a 1,005 rated round, so she's looking really smooth. This is her D1. Just crunch down there.
Hailey King.
Hailey playing solid all season as well. Hopefully we can watch her string together some good shots out here in the final round.
Coming off that ace yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. We did start out with a little bit better conditions than we have seen. Like, there wasn't a huge wind today.
It was almost a reverse wind because once you got down into the field, you could feel the wind. But on hole 1's tee pad, it was blocked, and you couldn't really get any wind vibes.
Wow.
We're going to see everybody on the lead card going over the water. A lot of the FPO field does use the bailout zone on the left-hand side, but we do not see that on this card today.
Yeah, Kona will have some tricky trees to deal with. Paige with a Zeus. Let's see who gets the CTP on this drive.
Oh,
Probably her.
smushed.
I mean, Hailey and Catrina's are also so far, but this is just astounding.
Enjoy, ladies.
Never quite rained during the round. It just was this weird blowy drizzle.
A reverse rain.
Umbrellas almost didn't help. You were still just getting hit in the face somehow. Kona leaving her shot a little far to the right. She'll be pinched, and hopefully she'll have a gap that she can pitch over out of bounds to the green.
Yeah, it'll be a tight Anheuser or forehand, but it's a dangerous shot if you're too close to that rock wall. Uh-oh.
Catrina keeping it low so she doesn't have to worry about the out of bounds. Great play. Bounces it off the wall.
I mean, I'm sure she was trying to get in there, but it wasn't a bad mistake to make. Paige with a fierce going backhand and choosing just to lay up instead of attack for the birdie. Smart but boring.
Keeping to her game plan.
Yeah. I mean, that's what makes good golf. Like, not being an idiot.
Hailey, on the other hand, she likes to go aggressive at all times, and it pays off for her.
Yeah. She had a bit better of an angle than Paige did, I think.
She had the easy 3 in round 1 as well, and I believe she might have got... No, she did not get the 3 yesterday. But 2 for 3 on hole 1, that's unbelievable. On the hardest hole on the course.
Kona had a nice gap to cut the corner over out of bounds, and she's inside the circle for her par.
Paige giving the birdie putt a good bid.
Man, everybody looking at par and Hailey for the birdie. That's got to be Probably the best this hole's been played all day.
Yeah, 50% of the field with a par and 50% with a bogey or worse. Just under 50 with a bogey or worse. Nice putt from Kona.
Yeah, confident starter putt.
Only one person landed inside the circle for birdie. And only one person gets a birdie. Spoiler alert, I'm so sorry. Hole one already spoiling stuff.
Oh, man. I think everybody knew she was going to get that one.
Yeah.
Oh, great start from our lead card.
Only 3 people getting into circle 2 for birdie, so you can see how hard it is to get that. 3.
Even without as much wind.
Mm-hmm. Hole 2 is 297 feet, but it is uphill. It plays a little longer than that. You have to hit this gap, but not turn your disc over that wall on the right-hand side that's out of bounds. Fading to the left can also be pretty awful. There's a lot of trees over there, and it makes it really difficult to find a gap to get through and get yourself onto the green.
Fairway driver is a common play here. Something a little bit flippy that you just try to throw straight. This is gorgeous.
The straightest shot ever.
Yeah.
It never faltered.
So you're going to tell us now if she birdies that? Or?
This plate is the second easiest hole on the course.
Catrina disking down to an M2. She's got the power to get it there.
Really release a little, but she trickles through the edge and she'll be able to have a long putt.
Yeah, you don't see a ton of discs get through that little group of trees there, so she's lucky to have a look at it. We'll see if she can capitalize. Star Leopard 3 from Kona. Solid. Just outside.
Not a lot of people in the FBO field reaching the green inside the circle for birdie on this hole, but everyone minimized the mistakes here. Only 19% of the field with a bogey or worse.
Passion. Trying to maybe flip it a little bit. Yeah, gets through the edge of it, and she's just outside as well.
Man, it's interesting to see someone have a look pin high
Yeah,
on
yeah.
this hole. I'm used to watching everyone looking up at this basket.
Yeah, she'll actually be level with it. Oh, good effort. At least it sits. Sometimes you see some rollaways with the hill here. It's weird. She's kind of like looking at the rock wall.
Barely ramps off the cage left side. I noticed this weekend these baskets don't like low left or low right. They don't want you to sneak your disc in. They want you to hit the heart hard.
That one ring on the bottom of the basket just kind of spits them right out if you are too low. She did birdie it. Wow, great start from Hailey. 2 under through 2.
I feel like she is probably the only person in the field that started 2 under through 2.
Yeah, I mean, that ties her up with Catrina.
Oh, wait. Yeah, y'all would already know that because she's the only person that birdie won. Commentary.
Doing good this morning.
It's been a long weekend. It's been a fun weekend. We're so happy to be back out at Maple Hill. Rainy conditions definitely made it feel a little longer.
Hole 3, par 3, very technical uphill shot. You start in out of bounds, have to cross the rock wall, and kind of throw like either a hyzer flip or something stable to curve around the trees and then finish left up the hill. It's 362 feet. It probably plays maybe just a little bit longer. It's scary to throw a distance driver, so again, I think fairway is often a good choice. That is laced.
She misses the tree you want to miss on the perfect angle. Still just barely short of circle 1, but
It is so hard to throw that shot that just barely turns and then barely fades perfectly through the trees.
you almost have to get to the green, give it a lot of height. But that's so scary with so many trees because if you hit a tree so high in the air, it can error pretty far. But to get to the green, you really do need to give your disc a lot of height.
Catrina's going to be kind of in jail over there on the left side. There's a lot of trees. This is turned a little bit too much, but it looks pretty stable.
It's an okay kick back to the left.
Oh yeah, that was a destroyer, so kind of the more aggressive distance driver line.
Paige hugging that inside line. Oh.
Almost perfect.
Looks like she still manages to stay in circle 2.
It's amazing how straight Hailey threw that shot. Normally to get to the green, you see a lot more curve. Like, wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if this hole plays more like just shy of 400. Like a little. There's only one person that got inside the green. Alyssa Pearson. And I feel like if you're watching some of the biggest arms in the game have a hard time get to this green, it's a tough hole. It's far.
Kona and Catrina both leaving their upshots short. Got to work for their par.
Paige forced to throw a weird patent pending, but lays it up right under the basket, no problem.
Something like 55 feet with a tree in the way.
Hailey just outside or just inside the circle for birdie. Ooh, barely splashing out.
So at least losing one to Hailey.
Ooh. Just barely low, but dead center. Right on line. Paige saving her par. Kona and Catrina forced to take the bogey. Hailey taking her par. Alyssa Pearson was the only one to hit the green off the tee and the only person to get the 2 on the day. Hole 4 is a downhill 247-foot hole that they have taken away the big, awesome right gap from us, made it a Mando, and now you have to throw down this middle gap. You can throw a backhand or a sidearm dead straight and hope it carries straight forever, or you can kind of bail off to the right-hand side and hope that it gets through all the trees. It's really easy to skip into the water deep if you do pier the line, but it's even easier to catch these earlier guardian trees. They're so close, but they're so close together too.
We'll see the backhand play from Paige, probably straight at it. There is a hyzer line as well, and then this is often the result, just kind of drifting off towards the left and giving you a circle 2 look.
This was also one of the easier holes on the course. Not a ton of birdies, only 10% of the field with a birdie, but not a lot of mistakes either. Only 19% again with a bogey or worse.
Similar play to Paige, but catches a tree, keeping her, I think, just outside circle 2. Kona with the forehand play.
Dang, she put some steam on that.
Yeah, it might have been
And-
a good tree hit. Hard to
Yeah,
say.
and give it some height too. I feel like that was going to smoke towards the water.
Or the next tee pad.
Yeah.
This is tricky from up here.
A little standstill floaty shot. She gets over the wood pile and still gives herself a look at a putt, but it will be a tricky one. Kona forced to lay up on the green, which is the smart play.
Yeah, she catches a tree a little shorter than she wants, but she's
Katrin-
still right there.
Yeah, and Catrina doesn't even have a look at a putt. She is forced to also just lay up.
I think Paige will have an open look if she wants to run it. Oh, maybe that tree actually is in her way. It's hard to say.
Still giving it, nope. Yeah, still giving it a bid.
Yeah, that tree was definitely in her way. She needed to put a little more anhyzer on it. But good effort, and
Yeah.
she stays close.
Checks up nicely. Hailey over tucked behind the tee sign of the next hole. This tee pad and this basket are really close together. Oh.
Unable to save her par. So, giving that stroke right back that she just got on Catrina.
There was only 5 birdies on the day. Lisa Fakis, Heather Young, Lori Merriman, Casey Pennington, and a hot goose. It was me.
Good birdie.
I feel like it's surprising that more FPO don't get that birdie, but it is very tricky. It is very tight. It's so hard to get inside the circle. It's like the perfect short hole.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 5. Hailey is probably going to take this line and Paige out over the water the entire way until the last, 4 feet before the pin here. It requires a lot of power on the sidearm or a very risky backhand anhyzer that Paige is going to try. I think that's her. I'm not sure what she's throwing, actually. I'm not even going to guess. Everyone else is going to go probably to the right. Wow, she goes.
Misses left of the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she missed the gap. So there's a drop zone that is not very friendly that she'll have to go to.
It forces you to carry the water as well. It takes away this option that Catrina's using, which is going the hyzer gap up the right-hand side, staying away from the water, hoping to get a big skip at the end and maybe land somewhere around circle 2.
Yeah, that play is not going to get you the birdie, but if you get far enough up the gap, it's a pretty easy par.
Mm-hmm.
T-Bird from Kona, pushing a little deep and catching a tree, but she's pretty close. There is kind of a wall of trees that protects the green if you don't get far enough. That can make it hard.
Hailey aced this hole yesterday.
She pulled it and hit that same left side gap as Paige.
The course giveth, the course taketh away.
Yeah.
This hole is so hard.
And look at this drop zone. Like, talk about intimidating.
Paige looking like she's just trying to crash in, catches a tree.
Woof.
Oh no, it did cross over.
Yeah, on that corner.
So she will be able to take it from closer to the basket. I like the sidearm play here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looked like a zone and parks it.
Did she hit the the lighthouse?
Oh,
I think it did. I think it caught some of the cardboard.
And you see that a lot. These trees on Circle's Edge really guard the basket and makes you earn your par. Catrina a little closer.
Oof.
Same thing, though.
She's so good at those little wrist
patent
standstills.
pending standstills.
Yeah, barely hits that tree, catches it on the right-hand side, but lays down super soft. She'll have a long putt. Paige trying to save her 5.
Rough hole. You can see why most people choose to go the outside route and not attack for birdie here.
Oh. Ooh. Nice bid. Seemed pretty center cut on the basket. Kona using her putting method she started with this season.
Yeah, it looked a little rushed coming out of her hand.
Probably a little nervy. A little death putty.
Can't imagine why.
Nice comebacker from Paige.
Yeah, it still takes the triple, but
There's so many holes out here where you can so quickly get a double or a triple. Even the best players in the world, it can happen so fast with all the out of bounds and with how craftily these holes have been designed.
craftily indeed.
Nice bogey save from the drop zone. This plate is the 4th most difficult hole on the course. There was 1 birdie on the day by Jessica Weiss. She did find her way into circle 1.
In this game, preparation is everything. It gives you that edge to become something from nothing. success is not by accident. Because you know, the course plays no favorites. You know what it takes to be the best. In this game, detail matters. Idio Sports.
Hole 6 is 314 feet, but it plays like 514 with how narrow this fairway is and how close the out of bounds is on the left and right. There's water on the left, there's the rock wall on the right. There's a million trees that can kick you to that out of bounds so easily. You want to find this gap ideally either with a straight backhand or a flexing sidearm up the left-hand side of that last clump of trees. Hopefully give yourself a putt. It's a scary fairway to look down. It plays as the hardest fairway on the men's side. And it is the fifth most difficult hole on the women's side.
Catrina releases early. It was a mid-range M2, so it doesn't travel too far or get too much bad ground play. Kona's throwing a Mako 3, also disking down.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the best shot we've seen on footage all weekend long.
So smooth. Trusted that it wasn't going to drift to the right. And it got some really awesome straight ground play. Oh no.
Hitting 4 trees, then trickling out of bounds.
That's an impressive amount of trees.
Yeah, that's rough. She's going to be early on that right side and have almost just as hard of a shot to try to save her bogey.
It might even be more difficult.
Yeah.
Pinched over where you can't see the gap.
I think that's just a fierce from Paige, and that's really well done. She'll have a ton of trees in her way, but drifting off left and giving yourself a circle 2 look is a good play here. Wow, look at this tiny gap.
Oh no.
Zone, I think, from Hailey.
Looks like she's just trying to get down to
Wow.
that group of trees.
Wonderful scramble shot.
That was unbelievable. The fact that she has a look at the basket is
Mind-boggling.
mind-boggling.
Another standstill putter approach.
Trying to slide her way up into the circle.
Shoving Kona's disc out of the way on their way up. Paige, no real look here. I mean, she can maybe throw an Anheuser that gives it a chance here. Looks like she's trying. But tough angle to give it a real bid. For the elusive 2. I believe. Oh, dang it.
There were only 2 birdies on the day, both of them which got into circle 1. Heather Young and Ellen Widboom. Ellen was on my card. She threw a perfect sidearm, but also had to make kind of a circle's edge longer putt.
Ooh,
Wow.
great par save. This hole does shape up pretty nicely for a sidearm or a left-handed shot from Heather, so very cool. Let's see Catrina's putt one more time.
Oh, yeah. Right in the center.
Yeah, look at that basket catch. Just like through all the chains. Beautiful.
I think this is one of the few holes on the course where it's like, oh, yeah, lefty. Does it feel good?
Yeah,
Because I feel like
think
most
it's
of
one
these-
of maybe 3.
Yeah, most of these holes are definitely right-hand, backhand favoring.
Hailey unable to save the bogey, and we'll take the double. Paige with a nice smooth par.
Still a bunch of holes left for Paige to gain some traction. Currently sitting at 5 over par, while the rest of the leader card kind of fades away into the distance.
Is that what's happening? Hole 7 is an uphill par 3. Definitely reachable, 278 feet. It's not the one straight ahead, it's this one on the left. So you're just trying to throw another dead straight shot in the woods. There is out of bounds on the left side that you can find if you kick a tree early. I think not being too greedy and trying to fade too much to the left and rather just throwing a very straight shot is the way to go. And then you could also just park it if you're Catrina Allen. She threw her M2 again, so a mid-range all the way up there. Very impressive. Star Leopard 3 from Kona, getting just outside, giving her a look for her birdie.
Paige sawing it off a little bit. Gets through a bunch of trees, though, and still gets down to Circle 2 land.
This is the hole that Hailey aced yesterday, so let's see it again. That's pretty good.
Oh, just a little early, but it lays down just outside the circle. She'll have a putt.
Paige with a little bit more in the way
I thought it was
than
a
I
little,
expected.
Me too. I thought it was a little bit more open over there. Getting it up to the green, though. That's what it's about at Maple Hill, is making sure you're able to just get up and down when your drive is not what you expect. Hailey hitting a little bit low, dead center.
Kona sidearm bid? Just laying up. Yeah, it looks like it would have been better if she could go to the other side to throw her Anheuser, but there are too many trees in the way.
Paige saving her par after an errant tee shot. Hailey, the roll looks a little farther from this angle, but she saves it, looking a little bummed.
Looked thrilled to me. Ooh.
Trina finds a birdie. She's one of only 3 birdies on the day. Owen Scoggins and Jessica Weiss also found the 2.
And she's got a 3-stroke lead now. Probably feeling a little bit more comfortable.
And we head into hole 8, one of the most exciting holes in disc golf. 306 feet with 300 of those feet with water. There's 2 guardian trees before the green that you want to avoid and hopefully slide up under the basket for 2. The 8 holes announced us every day. Y'all have seen it in days prior, but they had another extra special surprise for us today. The elusive slow clap. You can hear it all over the course.
I always wanted my other throws on different holes to time up with the slow clap, but it never happened. They're out here for more like 12 hours every day. They're here from the first card to the last card.
None of them can speak at the end of the day.
It sounded like they smoked 20 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
H3 V2 from Catrina. Wow.
Parked. The crowd goes wild.
The 8 holes taught me that I really thrive on a large amount of cheering and encouragement.
Positive reinforcement,
Yeah.
but like aggressively.
Yeah, in your face, positive reinforcement.
I think anyone that played team sports before disc golf
Really appreciate
responds well to the 8 holes.
Star T-Bird from Kona. Excellent shot. Look at this green wave.
This was the new surprise for the final day of the event. Wind picking up just a little bit as Paige steps up to the tee pad.
Wow, she didn't like it, but I think the wind helped flip it a little bit, and she's pretty parked.
The wind played with her disc all the way throughout the air. I mean, it went up, it went down, but it dropped barely safe.
And barely parked.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. Man, you don't see 4 for 4 very often on the island. Let's see.
Oh. That's such a brutal OB line on the right-hand side.
To get past the tree and then still not be in bounds is rough.
Hailey from the drop zone, running the drop zone putt, even though it's a little bit scary. Checking up before the OB. This is to save bogey. There we go. This played is the easiest hole on the course. 44% of the field with birdies. That's awesome.
44% of the field responding to wild encouragement. No.
Paige finally finding some green.
Yeah, is that her first birdie of the round?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Catrina getting 2 birdies on the last 2 holes, getting her back to even par for the round.
Yeah, that is Paige's first birdie. Eric Oakley joins the 8 holes and he fits right in. Hole 9 is 411 feet, but it plays up this huge hill. You want to land something in the middle, hopefully where you have a look at the green, where you go straight back downhill. It is surrounded by out of bounds with like a little moat across the front and then water on the right hand side. There is water on the left you can probably find off the tee, but likely not on your second shot. You don't want to carry deep because it takes away any opportunity to putt. Also, y'all saw in the corner a little logo for Swarm Digital Designs. They develop and maintain websites. If you're a business or a disc golfer that's just looking for some website work, call Swarm Digital, mention GK Pro, and you'll get a free consultation. They're a small business. They're USA owned. Check them out.
Catrina is a little too far off to the left, probably taking birdie out of play. Paige is also left side, almost sneaks through. We'll see. If they're close enough to the top of the hill, perhaps they'll be aggressive. Kona with a Mako 3. Beautiful shot. Sometimes when you're down on that left side by that other shorter tee pad, there are trees in the way that make it tough to go for the pin. I think this is a heat from Hailey, which is like pretty aggressive. Look how far she is on the other side of the hill. Probably a good tree hit. She was headed towards the water.
I really like this hole because even with an errant tee shot, there's still an opportunity to save the par, to lay up on the other side of the hill and then give yourself a tough look to get on the green, but it's there. You can see Catrina with her errant tee shot, but she still lays up to the middle of the fairway over the hill. She'll have a long look to get on the green, and it's tricky, but it is there. It's available.
Yeah, kind of one of the few holes that allows for a par save with an errant tee shot.
You can also spiral quickly from an errant tee shot here. It's really a perfect disc golf hole.
Paige up again, still super pinched. Throws an Anheuser that carries down the hill. Kona, like I kind of guessed, just has those trees in her way, making it really dangerous to go for the green, and she chooses to lay up, which is definitely the smart play. And definitely what I should have done in that spot.
Lessons learned in the commentary booth.
Hailey's so far down here. This is fluffed. I think she crossed right by the pin. Hard to say.
Yeah, definitely looked like she crossed, and also looks like it was almost like a soft bid.
Well, it's kind of hard to. You have to really throw this downhill with a lot of speed, and you get. Wow, that was a run. You get kind of scared to do that because you don't want to carry into the water, and so it's easy to throw it too soft and too high.
Yep. Nose up. Trying to baby it.
Like, this is what you have to do. It's just
Why is it so
terrifying.
hard?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard?
I don't know. What? Kona in a hole of some kind.
I too was in that hole.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh, it looks more dramatic from the other side.
Really nice up and down from Kona.
The card deciding whether Hailey crossed on the corner, and it looks like they agree that she did. So, still a good par.
A rare par with an out of bounds stroke on this hole.
I mean, you don't see very many people on the other side of the hill on the tee shot.
No.
Really.
There was only 3 birdies on the day, and it looks like there was only 6 people that got inside the circle for birdie. Owen Scoggins, Lydia Lyons, and Casey Pennington found the 3. They're not necessarily big distance throwers either, so it's all about just really metering that approach.
So Catrina finds herself 5 strokes ahead going into the back 9. Let's see.
And that's a pretty cushy lead at Maple Hill. I mean, you can take a big number on any hole, so they're still up in the air.
Yeah, Paige not quite making the run that we were expecting. Hailey finding some trouble. Kona's only 2 over. That's not too bad.
She's looking really clean on the course, playing nice and smooth. Everyone kind of sitting in the same boat, right around even par in the top 10. No one really having a tough time yet. It's definitely raining and drizzling at this point, and it stays that way pretty consistently through the rest of the round. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on the front 9 of the final round at the MVP Open, and thanks again to GK Pro for the awesome footage. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.